Behind me is the €50 Pitbike build. Let's bring it back from the grave. So here's what €50 will get you these days. This is a Mad Badger 125cc pit bike. It looks like it's been lying up for, I don't know, a long time, most of its life. It's got rust. It's got rust in some spots. It's not anything that's going to actually be of, I suppose, a damaging quality to the actual bike itself. As you can see, the bars have rust on them. But apart from that, it's probably the only part of the bike that does have rust. So let me give you a quick walkthrough and let me tell you the good points and the bad points. Starting with the most important thing, which is the heart of the bike. You've got the engine. As you can see, the engine itself is not too bad. It is a bit mucky. It needs probably a little bit of a clean and a spruce off. But one of the main reasons why this bike is not sparking, and which I'm hoping is the only reason why it's not running, is, as you can see, the stator pickup, which is what will give you a spark, is not attached to the bike. So as this actually turns, as this spins, the pickup, which is this right here, isn't aligning with the circle right here, which is giving the spark on revolution. So for anybody that doesn't know, that's how your bike gets spark. And obviously this is connected to the top, which times your bike as well. So that's the first thing I'm going to do with this bike. If you get a bike yourself that's not starting, the first thing you can do is check your spark. The most important thing to do is check your spark. And how we do that, let me show you on the other side of the bike right now. We've covered this in one or two other videos, but just, for anybody tuning in, take your spark plug out just like so. So take it out of in here, leave it in the actual ignition coil, set it up onto the side of the bike like this. You can hold it if you want. Do not touch down here or you will get a little shock, but it's not that bad. And then kick over the bike here. So you want to kick it. And then this should be giving you a little spark from it earthing against the side of the bike. In this case, there is no spark, and the reason there's no spark is quite obviously because there is no pickup, like we had just said. So that's the main point in the bike. Everything else, the wiring and everything, seems to be okay. The carb is a little bit worse for wear, but it's not the worst thing. The throttle itself is extremely sticky, but again, it's giving me enough to check the bike, which is all I really need at the moment. Okay, what else is wrong? So we're going to replace, already have the parts on the way in. You've got these covers here, so you've got your plastics to be fully replaced, and the seat, I've got that on the way. The exhaust on the other side is completely rusty, but luckily for me, I do have a spare exhaust hanging on my ceiling right there, so that's an easy fix. Both tires are popped, they need tubes, and the rear tire has a big cut in it, like as if it was down here, like as if it just, basically the tire just broke after a while. It's just so old, it's been laying up for so long, so that has to be replaced. So apart from that, suspension's in good condition, the rear suspension's in good condition, the frame itself is perfect. The list of items, as I said, is going to be the seat, the plastics, we've got new throttles on the way, we've got to paint the handlebars. I'm going to give the triple clamps a quick polish up. I'm going to get some new, I'd say, tubes and tires for both front and back, just to spruce it up. And then I've just got to airlock the brake system, and I'd say we should be good to go. So yeah, it sounds like a lot of work, but you know me, I love a project, I love doing something like this. And for anybody out there, if you're either somebody who's getting into the hobby or somebody that wants something to do like project wise, well listen, come along for the journey. This is the way it goes. You get the bike for €50, €100, whatever it might be, starting, not starting, and I'm going to show you how to bring this bike from the grave, ready to go into the skip, into a fully working bike. And we've done it already. We've done that with the yellow bike here, and most importantly the Kawasaki behind, which we have to still finish off a rebuild video on that. But I got that literally as a frame. I didn't have any of these parts on it, I got it as a frame. I barely had wheels on the bike, the suspension, the frame, there was no plastics, no nothing. I'd never built a bike before, and I literally spent hours watching YouTube videos, hours searching forums, And now I kind of know a little bit about them, so I can fix these things. So we might even go as far as doing a full engine rebuild on this guy. But you can even see how thick the head is for a 125. It's been a while since I've had a 125 actually. I'm looking forward to getting this guy ripping down the garden at some stage. But yeah, so straight away we're going to put a new stator on. We're going to put a flywheel back on. And then we're going to try kick her over. So I'd say in the next video what you're going to see is me replacing the stator. So if any of you guys want to see how to do that, then stay tuned in. We're going to go through all the wiring, and if the bike starts and everything's good, the fuel's running through the carb correctly. Once I know the engine's going, then we're going to start from there with all the cosmetic things, by getting the new tank, and we're going to get the new plastics, and like I said, all the little bits that goes with it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to stay around for part 2, and God, there could be part 3, part 4, depending on how long it takes. But we're going to go from start to finish. But I have to say, €50 isn't a bad price. I've paid a lot more for something that has had, you know, a lot more problems with it. There's no repainting to do, nothing like that. I would say it's going to cost €50 to buy the bike. I can't see it being any more than €100 in parts to get this bike from the way it looks now to a brand new bike. But you guys see that for yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Beep, beep.